Hi, my name's Ross Eathorne. We're doing a TRX workout in the park. It's a 3-level and 3-round workout, with each level progressing and adding another level of difficulty. The rep ranges is 2 fatigue, which means you go to almost failure -2. So if you fatigue, you're going to get progress. It overloads the muscles. But we don't want to go to exhaustion, because exhaustion means you'll start doing bad technique, increase the risk of injury, and you'll start recruiting the wrong muscles, which will create problems. Front squat series. Lengthened. We're going to be facing away from the anchor point. And with the front squat, we bring the straps up. And then we bring our body back about 40 degrees. The key aspect of the front squats, keep your heels off the ground, and then hips backwards, and just driving through your quads and your glutes to come back up to that starting position. Hips back, drive forward. So keep that. Exercise is the overhead back extension. So we're fully lengthened, we're facing the anchor point, hands on the handles, arms above our head as if we're doing a handstand. So the wrists, shoulders, hips, knees and ankles are in a straight line. And to do the movement, you're just going to lower your hips away from the anchor point, hands go towards the anchor point. So in a folded bend position. And then to do the movement, you push your wrists, pull your wrists back, push your hips forward, and so that they arrive at the same time back into that handstand position. So the heels do come up, so you make sure you've got a good grip. TRX chest press, facing away from the point, hands on the handles, shoulder height. Now you want to find a good challenge, so it may just be at this vector, or come down, I can come straddle the pole, strong vector, or reasonably deep chest press, and keeping the quads tight, butt tight, abs tight, bend the elbows to 90 degrees, come up and then externally rotate the elbows in what we call a corkscrew, and that just winds on the shoulder rotation muscles, helps stabilize the shoulder. So we go until what I say is 2 fatigue, and what 2 fatigue means is you go as far as you can, do as many reps as you can until you think you can do 2 more. And what that does is it keeps excellent form, and it prevents injuries, and it gets muscles working the right way. The power pull is a pulling activity for the lats, and also incorporates a twist and a rotation exercise for the obliques. Now we're facing the anchor point. It's going to be mid-length. Take the slack out of it. The starting position, we'll have the hand close to the armpit, and then you bring your feet closer to the anchor point, and that's your vector. You keep the hand close to your armpit to know or have an experience of the challenge before you do the work. There are free hands touching the strap, the main strap. And the movement, you're going to rotate your body backwards and as you straighten the arm, and then you bend your elbow backward and then rotate your hand back to the main strap. So it's really opening up your obliques to do some work in conjunction with your lateral lunge. So we'll be sideways to the anchor point, standing sideways to the point. The adjustment is mid-calf, so we put the foot in, so you're going to put the inside foot in and have it close to the anchor point. If you're at home, you might have to take it away from the anchor point, because as we lunge down, it's going to be close to the door. So abs engaged, tall posture, aiming to keep your shoulders over your hips as you bend your knee and your hip, and then you drive your hip forward, and so on. You may feel a little bit of a groin stretch. You can use your groin to help bring your leg
together, or your adductors, but most of the work is through the butt. You'll find some work in the quad. Keep your shoulders over your hips as much as possible. So go to fatigue. Just be careful if your knees are a bit unstable, if they're wandering, maybe you need to hold a chair leg or a stick, or go to the next exercise to do just a standing lunge. Second level front squat, we're going to add a shoulder press to it. We're still going to be fully lengthened from the point. And bring the straps underneath our armpits, we take them over their armpits to a really chest press position. We take our body back as usual to about 45 degrees, heels off the ground, and we're going to squat backwards and down. Hips go first, and this time we come up, we're going to forward into a shoulder pan position, which requires a lot more core position, and then we bend both legs and arms back down. Definitely forward until they arrive at the same time back into that handstand position. So the heels do come up, so you make sure you've got a good grip. Second level, single arm TRX chest press. So one hand, take the slack out of the locking loop, equalize the loop. You won't be able to do the same vector. Feet are going to be wider apart. Go forward just a little bit, bending one elbow and then pushing up. So it's going to require a lot more obliques, hip flexors starting to kick in, even straining the neck, so put the tongue in the roof. Back arm to like push. Second level of the pull today is we're just going to make it a deeper pull. Because we're not putting a twist on this one, we'll go to fully shortened, sorry. So we just make the adjustments to just to optimize the exercises. But for sure, when you do the pulls and the rows, you need to do it short. So aiming to do as deep pull as we can. If you're at home with a door, your feet can obviously only go as far as the pole, but because it's on a pole, I can take my feet down past the pole. So get as deep as possible. So it's a row. So I keep my body nice and tight, butt tight, abs in, shoulder blades down. So I'm bringing my chest to the hands. Eyes are at the anchor point. Now, if I start to get tired, one of the really cool things about TRX is just take a step back and you can prolong the set. The second lunge we do in our 3 series is a crossing balance lunge. The adjustment's mid-length. We're facing the anchor point. Hands have a light grip on the handles. The elbows start with underneath shoulders, and that just allows you to, as you bend your knee, come down. It allows you to keep your torso straight. So what I say, do whatever your arms want to do, but keep your torso vertical, your shin bone vertical, and your thigh horizontal. What we're aiming to do in the crossing balance lunge is keep the leg off. The third level in the front squat is to alternate that shoulder press, so we have to have a bit more asymmetry control in our body. Hands over the top, deep chest press position, feet back to about 45, heels off the ground. As you squat up, one hand comes forward, and alternating each side. Now when you take the left arm forward, so the level 3 for the push series is a TRX atomic push-up with a twist, so we make it the
oblique atomic push-up. The adjustments at mid-calf. Now with the tactical unit, the foot cradle is extra large to put military-sized boots on, but it makes your feet slip when you do the plank. So we just take the foot cradle and put it through the handle on each side, and what that does for people with smaller feet, it stops that slippage. So we have to go down to the ground for the moment to put our toes in. So lie on the back, and really with the smaller adjustment I have to put 1 foot at a time. So I'll slide that over, then I'll rotate over. On the ground facing away from the anchor point, go into my plank with the heels pushed against the handles, push up, rotate both knees to one side, push up to one side. What you could do, if I change the pendulum, oblique to the other side. And then okay, the level 3 pull, we're just going to spice things up. We've got a natural obstacle here, which is the pole. It's got a narrow base of support. We're going to try and put the feet on and balance it, and hugely increase the stability requirement of the core, whilst definitely changing the vector and increasing the work for the lats. So again, the start position is both hands tucked under by your armpits, by your chest. You're going to put both feet on to start with, straighten, and then straighten the arms, and then row up. Might just change the vector. So stability requirements tricky. Take one leg off, and so it's one of my favorite resisted rotation exercises, especially if you do paddle sports. It really engages these muscles through here. So we're at TRX resisted rotation. We're at mid-length. We're standing sideways at the anchor point. Outside hand goes on first, inside hand comes over the top. Your hands come into your sternum. The outside leg goes onto the toe, bend the knee, front leg forward just a little bit, bend the knee. When you bend your both knees, you enable the core to do more work. Now, first level is bring your arms forward, and that's like a rotational ward. Now this leg muscle here, tensor fasciolate, that does kick in a little bit, so expect that that'll work a little bit. So we want to do this a couple of times just so that you can feel the obliques working. So second level, it's the eccentric load, so you want to lower and rotate your shoulders towards the anchor point. Then you pull the handle into your torso, into your sternum, and then rotate back out to the start position. So once again, this is a level 2. Lower down slowly. It's harder than it looks. We'll do 3 of those. Lower down slowly, come back up to the center. Right, so level 3. So you choose on this round 3 which one you're going to do. As arms forward, rotate back down, and then rotate back up. Make sure your abs are engaged, shoulder blades in the back pocket, so set and pull. So there you have it. There's our 3-level TRX in outdoors in Hong Kong. Choose your levels, go to fatigue, not exhaustion. Chase excellent technique.